I believe we have a quorum. Okay, well, it is 5 o'clock. I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, February the 10th, 2015. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Ms. Brown? Present. Mr. Hairston? Mr. Hairston is absent at the moment. Ms. Simon? Ms. Simon is absent at the moment. Mr. Greenspan? Here. Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Germana? Mr. Germana is absent today. Mr. Gallagher? Here. Mr. Schron? Mr. Schron is absent at the moment. Ms. Conwell?
Here.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones is absent at the moment. And President Brady?
Here.
There is a quorum.
All right, well, half of us are here. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all, yes.
You're going to make a motion to excuse Joanne.
Yes, I am, that's right. Thank you, Councilman Conwell. I'd like a motion to excuse Councilman Germana, who's out of town.
So moved. Second.
And seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Germana is excused. The next item is silent meditation. I sent out a notice, I'm sure you got, about trying to get some suggestions about this. I know Ellen was very good at this. I feel a little inadequate sometimes every 2 weeks to tell people what they should be meditating about. It's just doesn't come naturally for me, I have to admit. So I got some suggestions and I asked, and Councilman Miller came up with a suggestion, so I'd like to turn this moment of silence over to Councilman Miller.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. For our personal reflection today, I note that February is Black History Month. I ask that we give thanks for all the contributions made by African Americans to help build our country, and that we reflect on the sacrifices made to achieve the progress made so far toward achieving equality of opportunity in this country, and that we hope that in the near future the dream can be fully achieved.
All right, thank you. Public comments related to the agenda.
Mr. President, no one has signed in to speak regarding that item.
All right, the sixth item is approval of minutes. We have the January 27th Committee of the Whole meeting on page 9 and the January 27th regular meeting on page 11th. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes? Moved by Mr. Hairston and seconded by Councilman Schron. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. 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 The minutes are approved. Okay. Under item number 7, we've announcements of the council president passed out a list of dates we're looking at for confirmation hearings. This is a difficult time of the calendar for us. We went through this 4 years ago, and we are going to have quite a few of these hearings, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to do them all in our regular days, and so we're going to have to stretch ourselves and do some of them on Thursdays as well. We are coordinating with the administration when names will come forward so we can fill in those slots, and as we get them we'll let you know when they are. I know it's not convenient, and that in some cases you may not even be able to make every single hearing. But just let's do our best and get through this so we can get our new government up and running as soon as possible. Messages from the county executive.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to report on the Renew Medicaid 123 campaign that we kicked off today. And I want to thank council members Miller, Hairston, and Conwell for joining me at the Greater Abyssinia Church to do the kickoff today. Last week in the news, it was reported that hundreds of thousands of people who had been registered for the expanded Medicaid that was put through by Governor Kasich last year, including more than 90,000 in Cuyahoga County, will be getting letters from the state of Ohio indicating that they've lost their Medicaid coverage if they don't renew their application, if they don't update their information. That's what the law requires. So people are starting to get the letters this week. We need to help people get their renewed applications in. And again, I think it's impressive that the government was able to move quickly. Again, we often hear government moves very slowly. This news first broke late last week, and we were up and running with a campaign actually kicked in yesterday. So I think it's important that all of us on council talk to everybody who we know that can be potentially helpful in getting the word out. That it's important that people who signed up and are getting Medicaid under the expanded Medicaid program, not the traditional Medicaid. This is the expanded Medicaid for working people who earn $10,000 or $15,000 a year, but couldn't otherwise afford health care coverage or covered under the Medicaid expansion. Now will lose their Medicaid over the course of the next several months if they don't renew their applications. So what we're doing as a county is encouraging people to do a number of things. First, to renew their application by going to www.benefits.ohio.gov. That's the state website for this purpose, and they can renew their applications right online. That's the best way to do it. It's quick, it's efficient, and it gets right into the system. We've also talked to 211 United Way. They're working with us closely, and they will respond to people's questions, help direct them to a location where they can get help signing up if they need assistance, and that is effective right now. Or they can visit one of the Cuyahoga County Job and Family Services Neighborhood Family Service Centers at Quincy Place, Southgate, West Shore, Old Brooklyn, and the Virgil Brown Building to speak with staff in the coming months. We'll be processing all the applications for renewal as well as new applications that come to us, and we'll be doing it quickly to make sure that people don't lose their Medicaid eligibility. We'll be sending additional staff into the waiting rooms at the facilities to answer walk-in questions. We'll be opening computer labs at Quincy Place and Old Brooklyn JFS neighborhood service centers for clients to process their applications. And when needed, we'll also mail clients of the JFS clients that receive the letter. Will help them with a self-addressed postage-paid envelope with a worksheet on how to complete the application if they need that. We've also arranged a collaboration with both the Cleveland Library and the Cuyahoga County Library. So that they will be devoting computers at their locations and allowing people to spend longer time than is their normal allotment on those computers so that they can get their applications in a timely fashion. The collaborations that we've made just in the last few days include a long list of community organizations, social service organizations, churches, others throughout the communities that will help us get the word out. I can make available that list to anybody who's interested. The bottom line is that this is exactly, again, what we've all talked about as a county government, making collaborations, working with others in the community, and working quickly to make sure that we're providing the best services possible to members of the community in Cuyahoga County. So I appreciate all of your support in this, and we'll be moving forward. We'll keep you posted as it goes ahead. There's 90,000 people in Cuyahoga County that are getting the expanded Medicaid. All of those people need to make sure that they renew their applications, and we'll be doing our best to make sure that as many of those as possible do so. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, and well done. You can see, I think, some of the benefits under our new charter of having a county executive and being able to move quickly in ways that we weren't able to in years past. So thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, legislation introduced by council, consideration of resolutions of council for first reading, adoption under suspension of rules 9D and 12A. Do I have a motion to suspend?
Second.
Motion being made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0026, a resolution approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities and Association of Cuyahoga County Employees for Special Students, an affiliate of National Education Association and Ohio Education Association, representing approximately 109 employees in various classifications for the period September 1, 2012 through August 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2016, and to modify language in various articles, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
We discussed this in executive session. We are going to take no action, and this will become an effect by operation of law, I believe, on the 16th of this month.
Resolution number 2015-0027, a resolution approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities and Ohio Association of Public School Employees, Local 744, affiliated with Association of Federal, State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, Chapter 744, representing approximately 86 employees in various classifications for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2016, and to modify language in various articles, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
And the council will take no action on this resolution as well.
Resolution number 2015-0028, a resolution approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities and Service Employees International Union, District 1199, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, the Healthcare and Social Services Union, representing approximately 168 employees in various classifications in Services and Support Administration for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2017, and to modify language in various articles, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Again, we heard these items in executive session, and on this resolution as well, the council will take no action. Consideration of a resolution of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2015-0003, a resolution adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
First and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Councilman Conway.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Albert Buchanan and the PRC was unable to make our meeting this evening, but this resolution is basically a new position, the classification and composition specialist that was on behalf of the Personnel Review Commission. So this was vetted through the committee, Human Resources Appointment and Equity, and we asked for passage.
Okay, well, in fact, the resolution has passed. Consideration of ordinances of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2015-0004, an ordinance establishing the process by which county officers or employees serving on public bodies may designate alternates to serve in their stead, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
So we'll go to council operations.
Ordinance number 2015-0005, an ordinance enacting section 206.12 of the Cuyahoga County Code to specify the county's representation on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
So we'll go to council operations. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of a resolution for first reading, adoption, or suspensions of the rules 9D and 12A. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Gallagher as first, seconded by Mr. Schron. All those in favor of suspending the rules, say yes.
Aye.
Aye. Rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0029, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2015 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Motion to approve.
Mr.
You
Chair,
approve?
motion to approve.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Discussion.
Mr. Chair, this item, as we know, comes before us every 2 weeks. I've compiled, which my colleagues in the executive have a copy of, the question coming from this agenda's presentation, along with an updated use of reserve schedule. There was nothing on this that was not routine, and I would urge my colleagues for their support.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0030, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Michael Foley upon his taking the oath of office as Director of the Department of Sustainability, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will go to the Committee of the Whole, and we'll be holding this confirmation hearing on February the 24th at 2:30.
Resolution number 2015-0031, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32491 to Reliastar Life Insurance Company, doing business as Voya Financial Incorporated, in the amount not to exceed $2,485,909 for stop-loss insurance services for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
So go to HR.
Resolution number 2015-0032, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32408 to Joshen Paper and Packaging Company in the amount not to exceed $1,435,000 for furnishing and delivery of reprographic paper for various county departments for the period March 1, 2015 through February 28, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
So we'll go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0033, a resolution making an additional Cuyahoga County 911 Consolidation Shared Services Fund Award to City of Bedford Heights on behalf of Southeast Council of Governments in the amount not to exceed $393,447 for public safety answering point consolidation support, authorizing an amendment to agreement number 1300195 with City of Bedford Heights for the period November 1, 2013 through December 31, 2014 to extend the time period to December 31, 2015, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed said award, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2015-0034, a resolution making a Cuyahoga County 911 Consolidation Shared Services Fund award to City of Parma on behalf of Parma Emergency Regional Dispatch Center in the amount not to exceed $971,911 for public safety answering point consolidation support for the period February 1, 2015 through January 31, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2015-0035, a resolution authorizing an agreement with Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office in the amount not to exceed $2,348,203 for legal services for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Health and Human Services. Committee report and consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0023, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32046 to Johnson Controls Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,103,352 for preventative maintenance services for Medicis and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems at the Justice Center complex, including jails 1 and 2 and the Juvenile Justice Center, for the period April 1, 2015 through March 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This item will move to the February 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. I know that in Mr. Germana's absence, Councilman Miller chaired this committee. I don't know if you have anything to say today, but 2 weeks from now, I'm sure.
I'll be prepared on the 24th.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Rules have been, motion's been made to suspend the rules, first and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, clerk, read the item in.
Resolution number 2015-0024, resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1100-721 with American Bridge Company for rehabilitation of Columbus Road Lift Bridge over the Cuyahoga River in the city of Cleveland for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $722,620.44, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $72,262.04 to fund said amendment, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Motion has been made to move and adopt. Councilman Miller? Was this in Public Works?
Yes, my colleagues, this is the fifth in a series of amendments to this very large $30 million contract for the Columbus Lift Bridge, and it incorporates some changes that were requested by the city of Cleveland, and also some changes in quantities and other routine adjustments. And the project is basically completed, but it's there's a little more work that needs to be done, and it's expected that one more amendment will come down in the next couple months. I recommend approval.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Councilman Greenspan.
Just a point of clarification. In the committee meeting, there was discussion as to who owned this bridge, and the original discussion in committee was it was owned by the county. After the meeting, it was determined the bridge is owned by the city. So I just wanted to bring that, if there's any confusion as a result of the committee meeting afterwards, it was brought to my attention that this bridge is owned by the city of Cleveland.
Thank you, Councilman. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0025, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32019 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $899,902 for design-build engineering services for replacement of various culverts in various municipalities, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the projects as listed on the agenda, items 2, 1, and 2.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Who's been first and seconded? Moved. Councilman Miller.
Mr. Chairman and my colleagues, this is a smaller contract for two culverts to be constructed. The total cost is just under $900,000, and Shermer Construction is an SBE, and in addition, they provided for an additional 10% SBE participation, so that brings them to meeting a goal of 30% for this project, and I recommend approval.
Questions? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2014-0299, a resolution adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Councilman Como has moved. Councilman Miller has seconded.
Mr. Chair, this resolution is third reading adoption. It includes revised, deleted, and new classifications that are within this resolution. They were all vetted in the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee, and this committee recommends passage.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. We'll start over here on the right. Councilman Greenspan, do you have any committee? Okay.
Mr. President and my colleagues, the Council Operations Committee will meet on Tuesday, February the 17th at 3 o'clock at our regular time to hear the legislation proposed tonight by the Council President. And also, we are tentatively planning to meet on a special time on Monday, March the 9th at 9 a.m., and that would be to hear a presentation from the lobbying people that are representing us in Columbus. The usual Tuesday time is not a good time for those representing us in Columbus. So, and that time has been cleared with Councilman Hairston, who usually has that slot, but it's not in the week where that committee would normally meet. So
We'll leave that as tentative at this time, and we'll work it out somehow.
Okay.
Public Safety, Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Councilman Como.
Human Resources Appointment and Equity, Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Health and Human Services and Aging Committee will meet 8 days from now on Wednesday at 1 p.m. to deal with the items referred today.
The Community Development Committee will hold its first meeting on February 23rd. That is February 23rd at 9 a.m. Our first order of business, we will receive a presentation from the County Land Bank on the progress of our county's demolition program thus far, and we will receive a a presentation on the anticipated direction of the land bank activities as we continue to implement this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
I'd like to schedule an Education Environment Committee meeting, but I don't know yet what's happening to the time with Public Works, so I'll wait to find out.
Okay, well, just for, this came up in the last meeting, I would just ask Councilman, I know it's difficult to get our work done without having some flexibility. I would like Councilman to please work through the council leadership in order to schedule meetings. Any other miscellaneous business? Hearing none. Public comment unrelated to the agenda.
Mr. President, we have a couple persons who have signed in to speak. Mr. Satinder Puri.
Good evening. County Executive Budish, Council President, Vice President and Council members. My name is Satinder Puri. I'm a community activist, a volunteer teacher, a retired structural engineer, and a resident of Cleveland's West Side. This is my third opportunity to speak before you. I plan to come to as many meetings as possible. At present, in addition to opposing the lakefront pedestrian and bicycle bridge, aka Jimmy DeMora Bridge, I'm actively opposing the Public Square project. So far, there have been over 200 hours of demonstrations, mostly in Public Square, with my Leave Public Square Alone signs. This is equivalent to walking over 600 miles, waving my signs, which have been seen by thousands. This afternoon, there was a 2.5-hour demonstration to chants of Leave Public Square Alone and call for a hunger strike. During construction, both Ontario Street and Superior Avenue will be closed to traffic. Once construction is over, Superior Avenue will open, narrowed from 77 feet to 48 feet, and limited to 4 lanes of bus traffic only. Either condition, construction or after construction, will, in my opinion, cause traffic nightmares. And I'm not alone in this. The 2012 traffic study came to the same conclusion. Mayor Jackson never responded to an email and a certified mail requesting a 1-week-long traffic test to verify the latest traffic plan and hold citywide public meetings. Mayor Jackson also never responded to any of the multiple emails I've written to his honor. A request for public documents is pending. Our leaders don't mind banging on doors, our doors, seeking votes, but are quick to ignore us once elected. While the RTA will be spending millions in operating costs over the lifespan of the renovated park, resulting from delays caused by traffic gridlocks, my request for a traffic test and public meetings was rejected because RTA claims it's not their project. At the February 3rd meeting where the Group Plan Commission announced their maintenance of traffic plan during construction of the Public Square project, Matt Carroll, the county representative to the GPC, stated the county's strong support of the project and offered help with the impact of the project on transportation. Strong support for a defective design? Really? A defective design that will cause sustained delays in travel time? To thousands and millions in operating costs to the RTA for combating gridlocks over the lifespan of the renovated park. This data is from the 2012 traffic study. So far, I've been unable to get a copy from City Hall despite repeated reminders. The county wants to help with the impact of the project on transportation. What a euphemism. The statement should have said, the county will help with combating traffic nightmares. The proposed renovated public square is already beginning to sound like Jimmy DeMora Square. To be continued, a document is being submitted for the record. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Mr. President, we
sorry.
have one more speaker.
I'm so sorry.
Reverend Pamela Pinckney Butts.
You let me know about how many of these people there are going to be.
Good evening, everyone. We're all blessed to be alive. Hallelujah. Unfortunately, I've missed a few of the meetings that I'd like to have attended, but my council person is aware of my reasons why I have not been able to attend. I I come to you this evening. I also wrote all of you council members a letter, and I've submitted it to your staff. We're celebrating what some people call Black History Month this month, all over the world. And I submit to you that as you make decisions, and for you ladies that are on the panel, God and Goddess establish a nation. Women matter, Black lives matter. That's a statement that's going around that is trying to impact the fact that people who are brown skinned do matter. And they have mattered for more than options of slavery and being used as property and possessed as property, the same as women, the same as children. I ask that as you go forward with your legislation, that you would spend more time this year not making pledges to inanimate objects such as flags, but honoring promises, the good promises of God to the people. God allowed, and Goddess allowed you to have these positions. Some of you have retained them, remained, and come back to them. Some of you, this is a new venture for you. But I hearken unto you, as the Holy Spirit gives me utterance, for you to reconsider some things. I did write a speech for the flag raising ceremony at City Hall. I was not allowed to give it because there was an issue of discrimination against me because of my faith stance as well as my femininity. But I'm going to give you a copy of it because it's not everybody's business and I'm on camera and I don't want everybody to have this information because it's from my heart. But in this decision, I genuinely want you to really consider, and I'm going to say it again, putting prayer back into your process, public prayer. The same God that you pray to, that gave you these positions, is the one who's going to maintain you and sustain you throughout these processes. I did some research, and I found that there was a Republican who implemented a pro-slavery act during the time that public square was used to sell people as property. And the Republican convention is coming to Ohio. And I do not want that as an occasion to do so, to use public transportation to sell people, to use our academic arena to sell people, to use the mental health system to process and abuse people. I've seen both sides of the system and the systemic situations that are taking place, and I hearken unto you. Please look and see what we're doing. I'm willing to work with you to go forward to make this a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Pinckney. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.